Here is a look at my new custom Playmobil DeLorean lighting. This is with it all disassembled. So I've already done a video in the past showing custom lighting for this set. Originally I had incandescent headlights, which were basically Christmas lights, and then originally I had a red diffused light for the cab, and that was kind of it. And that one plugged in with a power transformer. This one, however, is running off of the batteries, which is a new feature. And here I mounted a step-up transformer. If you listen to this set just by itself, regular, with the batteries, just doing the blue lighting, you'll probably hear it makes noise. There's a little sound it makes, especially when it's dimming. And the reason why is this actually has a step-up transformer in it, the original computer board. And that's because blue LEDs cannot really run off of two AAA batteries like this set uses. And hence it has a transformer inside, a little transistor that's stepping up power when it needs it. And that's what the sound is the transformer system stepping up power. Because the bright blue LEDs they have are way too bright to run off of AAAs. That's blindingly bright. And so what I have here is it takes power from the 3 volts and ramps it up to about 5 volts. Then I have a 470 ohm resistor from the positive output going to the positive of each of the LEDs. These are just in parallel. And then the negative is just negative, which you could connect to the negative output from the batteries also, because negative is common through this little step-up transformer. And then the orange LED here is just off of a 330 ohm resistor, off of just the regular positive output from the battery pack. So this way then we have bright warm white LEDs for the headlights, and I wrapped them in black electric tape because once you actually put the bonnet on the car, the top, the hood, whatever you want to call it, this is a very light color plastic, so if the LEDs are not wrapped, you'll probably see them through the plastic. So they're wrapped in black electric tape, and then they're gonna sit in there to illuminate. So that'll look pretty good. I'm not closing this up yet because I'm thinking about mounting a neodymium magnet inside here, gluing it to the top, so that then when I put on the vacuum tube accessory for the third movie, it'll actually just sit on here versus needing a sticky. So I'm still seeing about that as far as if I can get that to work. And then here, the little orange LED has 2 separate wires, which these are just gonna tuck inside here, up in here, and then they're gonna rest. The LED's just gonna sit here and shine down on the time circuits. And I figured these lighting or wiring colors I chose will work pretty well, because even if you see them, it'll pretty much look like something that could have been in the DeLorean anyway. I think the colors look pretty good. Then the other add-on I did is I wired in these 2 blue LEDs, and they're actually wired off of the second blue LED in from either side. And once I get this set all put back together, I'll do another video. But if you look at the DeLorean originally, there's basically just 2 fiber optic blue lights here that alternate and pretty much look junky because there's blue time wires that come down. I don't know what you call them, but they go all the way from up here to down here. And only the top half of it lights up. And then as far as the front goes, it looks okay because it still at least has these two alternating, so it still looks decent and it's pretty well illuminated, but the back strip is larger and only like the first quarter of it is illuminated. And so I wired in these two blue LEDs to the actual circuit board inside. I had this all taken out and I was doing soldering directly to the computer board. So now my plan is, once I get the actual plastic piece back up here, these wires are going to sit just inside the plastic and come out, and they're just going to shine on either side where the blue time circuit plastic is, so that then it'll at least mostly illuminate the strip. It still won't be a perfect job, but it'll be much better than Playmobil did. So this way, it'll still have at least mostly illuminated. Additionally, I did my usual of enabling the non-stop link optionally. So right here we have a switch which turns on and off all of the lighting. So you can see it turns off the step-up transformer and the orange LED. And it also turns off the main blue circuit board. Normally it's flashing, and then if I shut off this little switch, it cuts off power. And then this button here is momentarily connecting the non-stop link contacts. So if I switch the switch while I'm holding the button down, let's see if I can do this one-handed. There we go. So now it's enabled this non-stop link. And as you can see, if I push the button on the bottom, the lights continue to work. And this is how it'll be. It'll basically just continuously run the first program. Unfortunately, there's no way to non-stop link the secondary program, because if you push the button normally, it'll have this alternating pattern, and then if you push the button a second time, it'll just be always on. But you can see here, it'll just sort of alternate the first pattern. I wish that it just simply blinked, because it's kind of weird that it does this pattern and then it's just on, because the flux capacitor I think would be much neater if it was just constantly alternating. But this is, I can't really reprogram the computer board. If I wanted to, I could make a new Arduino to try and mimic it, but then I'd have to resolder all these LEDs custom, and that's just not worth the effort in my opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna get ready to close this back up pretty soon, and all the lighting is pretty much as good as I think it'll get. The new improved lighting circuit is much better and more compact than my original design. If anybody has any questions about the components I used or how I wired things, just let me know. As far as this computer board goes, the non-stop link is located on the bottom right. And I've talked about the non-stop link in other videos, but basically it has two spots, and it's labeled either NSL or non-stop link, I forget. But you just short those as you boot up the computer board, so as you give it power, and then it'll activate this pattern, so it just constantly goes. And as far as getting all the wires packed in here, I actually had to drill 2 little holes in the plastic of the top shell, because I did have to take it apart, obviously the whole thing, but I had to fit 4 wires for these LEDs, and then 2 wires for the button, and then 2 wires, well actually technically just 1 wire for the switch, because it's just getting the negative wire directly from the battery, and then there's a black wire coming back down to the negative, which then feeds a negative wire that's also having to come out of the shell for the computer board. And then there's also a positive wire coming from the batteries. The computer board in here always has positive power. It's just the negative power that's switched. But yeah, it's definitely an upgrade compared to the original lighting, because now you have headlights, interior, and these two alternating blues to help the time circuits look better. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, like I say, just let me know.